All right. I thought I was too boring in my last two videos. So for episode three here of eBay Kimmock 7 Extraordinaire, showing you what is selling on eBay, what I am selling on eBay, what I'm flipping on eBay, we're going to get fun and exciting with this video. I even got me a background. I'm in Punta Cana. I'm actually not. I'm in the Midwest, but let's pretend I'm in Punta Cana. We're going to jump right into what I'm selling on eBay, jump into a screen share here and show you what is selling. And as I promised you in episode two, we're going to talk about the perfume that I bought for $15 and flipped it for $230. Let's get this screen share going. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, here we are. So I got a Ralph Lauren Eau de perfume for $15. I sold it for $230. My profit on it was $151. Just, just absolutely incredible. And so exciting because, that was my first estate sale that I went to. And to just absolutely kill it there blew my mind. And it's been kind of running hot ever since. So we're gonna start off where I left off on the last episode. If you're not familiar with me and you didn't watch episodes one and two, quick summary. I've been at this for 9 months. I've generated 5 grand just in sales, gross sales, just the last 3 months. And I'm getting most of my items from Goodwill, Salvation Army, estate sales, garage sales. I'm getting them for free at the end of people's driveways and dumpsters, people just giving stuff away, donating stuff. I live in a building where people donate stuff. And this is a good example. So somebody put this on a donation table down in the building that I live in. I had no idea what it is, but with the great thing with the eBay app, you could just take a picture of something and find out what it was. I figured out it's a cervical orthotic traction block, and they sell for new for 30, 40, 50 bucks. And when I sold this, I really wasn't surprised. And I'm gonna try and get to the profit here. So I listed it for 30, 35. I took $20 on it on the end. So I got it for free. The profit on that's gonna be about 15 bucks. On to the next item, Crocs women's fleece line lavender purple clogs. I got these for free as well. They were in a bag at the end of someone's driveway. They threw away a bunch of Uggs and Crocs, and I cleaned them up, listed it, and look how nice they look. And some young girl, size 6, small foot, bought these, and I actually cleaned the inside of these 3 different times to make sure they smelled good. And I want to leave a good impression, so I get good comments and good ratings. So I listed those for 20, and I sold them for 15. Yeah, profit on that. Again, I got those for free. So this is another item I got for free. It's just some pills, vitamin E pills. Listed them for 12, sold them for 8. Again, I got them for free. This is a cool item here. Giorgio Armani Code perfume cologne sells well on eBay. I had these under my sink literally for 10 or 15 years. I had 2 bottles of them. I don't remember where they came from. I have no idea, but I never use them. And when I started the eBay thing aggressively here, I started looking things up. I was cleaning out my drawers, and lo and behold, this stuff's worth a lot of money because they don't make it anymore. And both bottles were 75% full, listed them for 60 bucks, 2 different ones, and they each sold for 50 bucks. So I had them listed for 62. I sold both of them for 50 bucks, 2 bottles this past summer. This is a Herb Albert vinyl album record that I got at a garage sale for $1, listed for 16, sold it for 15. Some old Live Aid DVDs that I've had laying around forever. The original Live Aid from 85, Live Aid from 85, and then the other one from 2005. Carefully took a lot of good photos of this and listed it. It sold really rather quickly. Um, 85 bucks I listed it for, and it sold for I listed it for 97, it sold for 85 bucks. Really great. I mean, that's just a draw. I got my money back. This is a great thing at a garage sale. I was at this garage sale about 2.5 months ago. Not much going on there, but I started poking through this box of toys and I came upon these odd looking things. I had no idea what they were. I started taking photos of them on eBay while I'm standing there, and turns out they're Fortnite Peely Banana action figures, which are highly sought after. They're collectible, and they sold rather quick. Within 2 weeks, I sold those and listed them for 35 or more. Eventually took a $29 on that. So I don't auction things off. I just put them for sale to buy on eBay, but then I will send out offers for coupon discounts, 10% off, 15% off, 20% off. I do charge for shipping, so I'm slipping in some of my specific uniqueness of how I sell on eBay. Did you like my pet dinosaur here? I haven't listed him yet because I can't get the batteries out. All right, next. The vintage 1982 Master Merlin electronic game. Oh my God, this thing is so much fun. And I got this at Goodwill for, let's look because I can't remember how much I paid for this. I have my list here. Trying to be more specific, very specific in these videos. This is my list of things I've flipped, especially off of Goodwill. I will keep detailed records of what sold and stuff. Well, I can't find that right at the moment, so I'm going to drop that down, go back to where we were. But I know it, I paid no more than $2 or $3 for this and got the batteries in it and it worked. The buyer had some questions and was able to answer his questions. You want to make sure all the lights turned on. But I'm very careful and meticulous taking photos and cleaning the items. So listed that for, how much did I list it for? 27, and I sold it for 19.95. So great profit on that. I paid about $2 or $3 for it. Here's some more Grateful Dead ticket stubs. I have a ton. I'm a Deadhead and Fish set. I've seen 55 Grateful Dead shows and I've seen 79 Fish shows. So I got a lot of ticket stubs. Some I'm keeping and some I'm selling. Moving on here, I've mentioned over and over in my previous episodes that I get things for free. People just donate stuff, they give stuff away. I'm always keeping my eyes open. A woman in our building, I think, had passed away, and they just donated a box of shoes of hers. So I put all of them on eBay. I've sold about half of them. They're all size 6 Vionic Aruba canvas wedge shoes. Again, took some great photos of them, and these took about 3 months to sell. I find whenever I post shoes, they take quite a while to sell, 3 to 6 months. So beware about that. But I got them for free. I listed them for 30, I sold them for 20. Great profit when you could get things for free. Another great story here. You yourself may just have hidden treasures in storage that you're not aware of. In the case of me, I apparently, in a photo album that my son was looking at, had a 2003 Steve Bartman ticket stub from a Cubs Marlins NLCS Game 6, where this fan deflected a ball, and there were some errors after that. The Cubs, it then cost the Cubs going to the World Series. I was at that game. That's why I have the ticket stub. And as you can see, $460 here. Who knows? I was sitting on a little gold mine there, but I researched the heck out of it. I eventually listed it for $487 and I sold it for $460. Unbelievable. Just an unbelievable story. Um, Collectible ticket stubs for sports events, historical sports events, whether it's hockey, football, baseball, can fetch big money, especially if you have it graded. So I could have sent this and had it professionally graded, like a PSA graded, whatever that's called. I don't do that yet, but I'm going to. But I chose not to do that simply because I didn't want to wait. There's fees involved. And even if I did, I probably would have listed for a grand. Oh, whatever. I was probably a little eager beaver, but hey, I still got $460 for it. All right, this next one is fantastic. This is the only vinyl record player turntable I've sold yet. So I go to about two or three different Goodwills. I walked in one day and they were having a sale. And as I'm there, they're putting items on a shelf, and I watched somebody bring out a vintage Panasonic turntable from the 70s. I mean, look how beautiful this thing is. And I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. So sometimes you can hang around Goodwill and they will just bring out new items on a cart. And if you're the first one to grab it, it's all yours. I got this for 15 bucks. I mean, it worked. It's beautiful. Listed it for how much did I list it for? Let's take a look. 198. And I came up with that price based upon what I seen other Panasonic turntables from that time selling on eBay. Listed it big for 198. It only sat for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I sold it for $142. I almost sold it to a different person, but I don't remember what the problem was. And then boom, that person didn't buy for whatever reason. I don't quite know why. And somebody else bought it the next day. So you snooze, you lose. So I meticulously packaged that and shipped it out, and the buyer was happy. Huge profit on that. Bought it for 15, sold it for $142. Let's see if I can find the net profit on that on my cheat sheet here. Where do we got here? Turntable. Oh, there's the Ralph Lauren perfume. There it is right there. Where is that turntable? I know it's down here somewhere. Everything in red is what I've sold and flipped from mostly from Goodwill. Here it is. Panasonic turntable, bought it for 14, sold it for $146, a $99 profit. It sold in 8 days. Hello, 8 days. And I say this to my wife and everybody I've meet lately. I'm like, this is so dumb. This is just so stupid because there's people begging on the side of the road for money. Um, Good-looking, fit young men begging for money. I'm like, hey, dude, get a computer and some Wi-Fi and go to Goodwill with some spare change, and you can be flipping items just like me. It's so damn easy. This is so friggin' easy. This is a butt pad, everlasting comfort doctor memory foam thing that somebody gave away in our building. I couldn't believe I even sold this. Pulled off the cover, stuck it in the washing machine, wrapped it ball up, back up. It sold within a week. Unbelievable what people buy on eBay, even if it's used. This is a great item. I mentioned in my previous video that there's these grocery stores that I work with nearby. They have those donation metal carriers. Well, people will throw boxes next to that of donated items they're just clearing out. In the case of this, there was this phone just laying on the ground, a Western Electric vintage 1969 rotary princess phone sitting there on the ground. And I'm like, wow, that looks vintage. Grabbed it, brought it home, cleaned it up, listed it as untested. And a woman in, I believe, Tennessee or Georgia started messaging me about it. Yeah, she wanted to know if it lights up, if the rotary part worked. I told her yes. We listed that, and she bought it for 35 bucks. I had to list it at 46. So I gave her a nice coupon offer. So for some of my buys, right before somebody buys, they're messaging me and they may have just random, any kind of random question, and I answer it right away. I'm shipping out either the same day or the next day, 99% of the time, unless I'm on vacation. All right, moving on. I hope you're enjoying episode 3 here. If you are, please subscribe because I'm going to be putting out more and more and more. I've been on a sales frenzy the last 3 months. $5,000 in revenue I've generated, and I'm netting about 3 grand on that 5,000. So these are all promotional boosted posts that I'm doing. So I'm using the promotional posts that eBay offers. Then I have transaction fees. And then I have also, obviously my cost of the item. So I have to deduct those three things. In the case of this vintage RCA Lyra personal digital player that I picked up at a rummage sale for $1, I got this from the same person that I got that Darth Vader um, rocket ship that you saw on episode 2. I got this from the same rummage sale for $1 and didn't know if it worked and really didn't know what it was. Found out it's an MP3 player and I came at home and it worked. I put new batteries in it and it worked. It actually had a memory card in there and I started listening to music on it. This music on this memory card was from easily from 25 years ago. You can actually see it says Simon and Garfunkel, Birdland. Yeah, 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 yeah. So that sold pretty quickly, and we listed it for 31. I based that listing price off of other items like this that I saw sold on eBay. I sold it for 21 bucks. Must have given the person a coupon discount offer of either 15 or 20%, and they took it. Moving on. This is the first power cord like extension thing that I've sold. I got this at Goodwill. I paid for about $5 for it, and it's an old school Monster power cord, surge protector. But I thought it was really cool looking, and that's why I bought it because it was multicolored. It was really clean. It was big and strong and bold, looked really sturdy and new. And I wasn't sure if it would sell, and it sold within 2 months. Um, I listed that for 26, sold it for 24 bucks. Here's another vinyl record I sold. That's from my personal collection. Here's a really odd thing that I got at that same rummage sale for $1. The same one I just mentioned with the MP3 player. This was a vintage 1980s Radio Shack Thunder Arcade space shooter game. Was not working. In fact, when I put batteries in it, it started popping and smoking. So I listed as not working for parts and repair. It came with the original box. And when I shipped it to the buyer, he was so excited. He wrote me a great review that he loves it. So again, don't be afraid to post things on eBay, even if they don't work. Just post them for parts. And I listed that one for 30 and sold it for 20. We bought it for $1. Rummage sale, rummage sale. Speaking of that, my community, I found this in the mail the other day. Where I live is having a rummage sale. That's this Saturday. So we're going to go out there with at least $100 in $1 and $5 bills. Another great garage sale find. It's so funny that I found one of these vintage screen ghost masks because I had seen in another YouTube video that these are sought after. These are collectible, that people want these and they'll pay big bucks for them. And especially if they are out of production and they've got this specific number. So there are a lot of different versions of it. This one was S9206 and it sold quick. It sold within 2 or 3 days, about it was about a week. Yeah. I have my notes on here. Let me check this. Let's go back to my notes section here. See if I can't find that scream mask on here. There it is. I paid $1 for that thing at a garage sale. Sold it for $23. I don't have my profit listed there, but we'll be able to figure out the profit here. Let's go back here. I listed it for $42. No, $43. Wow. I put an aggressive price on that thing. Sold on June 29th. I sold it for $30, listed it for 43. I paid $1 for it. Oh, we know what my profit is on that. Let's take that 30 bucks and reduce about $6 of fees, and we profited about 24, 23 bucks off a screen mask. This is another one. It's just bottom of a box at a garage sale. You go to garage sales, there'll be a box that says free. That's another great place to get items that you can flip on eBay. You ever see a box at a garage sale that says free? Just take it. Just take the whole friggin' thing. And if they have 3 more boxes that says free, take them all. Bring it home and then go through it and see if there's anything of items of worth. Even if you list it for 10 bucks. What if you list 5 items for 10 bucks and you get a profit of $5 off each of those items? There you go. You're making money. You got it free at a garage sale. Here is another thrift store. It wasn't a Goodwill. It was some other weird thrift store that I drove by. And I walked in and I was the only guy in there. There was like 50 women in there. And I'm like, what is going on here? And they're like, it's a special sales day. I'm walking around. It's one of those thrift stores where everything's overpriced. But I went back to the electronics section and I spotted this thing and it looked really cool. Turns out it was a desktop surveillance keyboard controller and it had a sticker on it that said tested. So I'm like, all right. But it was 21 bucks. I mean, 20 bucks. I'll never forget that price. Had a big sticker to it. I'm like, do I want to buy this? 20 bucks? I don't even know what it is. It says it's tested. Do I really want to spend that much money? Um, but I knew it was worth a lot of money because I started eBay searching it and seeing that the same item was selling for 70, 80, 100 bucks. If you purchase this new, it's several hundred dollars. Well, I bought it and it sold quickly to a gentleman in Milwaukee. I remember he was in Milwaukee and we literally listed it for $94. He bought it for 74 bucks. Boop. Take away the 20 bucks I paid for it. We're at 54 bucks. Take away some of the fees, eBay fees. We probably netted 45 bucks net profit on that. And that was like, I was just out and about driving and I seen something. I did a U-turn, walked in his thrift store, bought that. Boom, bada boom. We got 45 bucks profit in our pocket. I have an item right here, actually. Same scenario yesterday where I was driving, I dropped my son off at home and saw this sign. It said big, huge yard sale. So I did a U-turn, walked in there, found this dog training electronic shock collar thing, and immediately researched it. Sells for new for about 150 bucks, 170 bucks. We got it for $10. She had it listed for 20. She said it was half off day. Got it for 10. So I'm going to be listing that for about 40 or 50 bucks. It did not come with the charger, which is too bad. There's that other cologne that I. Oh, here's a great funny one, and then we'll end for today. This is great. So it's always funny for a man to walk up at the register of a Goodwill, holding a Spectra breast milking pump. This thing, this thing literally pumps the milk out of your lactating breasts. And it was missing the bottles. I was like, do I really want to get this thing? I love the baby's face. But I pulled out of the box and, I started researching it at Goodwill. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get this because I remember it was, let's go back to our cheat sheet. I want to get the exact price I paid for this. I think I paid $6.99 or $5.99. Oh, breast pump. There it is. Breast pump, bought it for 7 bucks, sold it for 35 bucks for a profit of $18. So don't second guess yourself. I wasn't going to get it. And I'm like, really? Am I going to be, is this my future now? I'm flipping breast pumps on eBay. But like I said in my episode 1 of here, I'll sell anything on eBay. If I think it's got value and I think I'm doing something morally and ethically correct, and we sold the breast pump box. Funny enough, this was sold to an organization in Alabama that helps pregnant women who are less fortunate, and they just give them supplies for like early childhood care. So it was like a 501(c)(3) organization that actually paid for this thing, and they got a great discount. All right, all right, all right. I hope you have enjoyed episode 3 of Kimok 7 eBay Excel Extraordinaire. I hope you've enjoyed all my gadgets and my T-Rex and my dog collar here. I would walk you around and show you other items I'm on the list, but I'm sitting here in my underwear, so we're not going to do that. But please subscribe. Please like. I hope you enjoyed the Punta Cana eBay selling extraordinaire from Kimok 7. We're going for $1,000 in revenue this month. I sold two more items today. I sold a Lego set that I got a garage sale for a buck. Um, and I sold a Tommy Bahama shirt that I paid $3 for at an estate sale. I flipped it for 15 bucks, so not a lot of profit, but it was kind of rough, and I'm surprised it actually sold. So whatever. Um, Please like, could share. We'll have episode 4 out later this week. Take care, take it easy. Good luck on your reselling journey. Love you. Bye.